That was just a small glimpse of the destruction already caused by Hurricane Milton. You're looking at a crane that collapsed into a building in St. Petersburg, Florida. That was one of the more hard hit areas in the state. Right now, we do want to take a live look out over Tampa, where conditions are so much quieter than they were last night. We're seeing the clouds clear just a bit. The sun is coming up. The water is extremely calm. Milton is now moving offshore as a Category 1 storm. NBC News reports around 3.25 million people are without power across Central Florida right now.
We want to head over to 9 News reporter Brianna Fernandez, who's been keeping tabs on the latest with Milton this morning. Good morning.
So Tampa mayor just held a press conference with the latest saying that Tampa didn't see the predicted storm surge, but said the risk of flooding is just not over. Tampa suffered extensive damage because of Milton. So I do want to show you some of the latest videos that actually the Pasco County Sheriff's Office, they tweeted out about 15 minutes ago on social media saying this is just outside of Tampa. If you're not familiar with that area where Pasco County is, the Sheriff's Office said that these pictures said that they received over 140 emergency calls, including fire, trees falling on homes, down powered lines, and debris on the roadway. Crews are working to remove as much as they can, but say that they're urging people to stay inside in the meantime as first responders assess the damage. Now, here in Fort Myers, we were seeing some of our cameras, and they were seeing extensive damage and flooding as well. This is downtown Fort Myers. This is where I used to live. This area floods anytime, even if it rains on a normal day. So you can imagine Hurricane Milton did a number out there. You're seeing cars trying to slowly drive through that area right now. But again, this is downtown Fort Myers. In a statement released early this morning, Port St. Lucie County, they confirmed 4 deaths as a result of tornadoes that touched down yesterday afternoon before Hurricane Milton made landfall. So we are going to get the latest updates from Florida Governor Ron DeSantis in about 30 minutes. So I'll have more on that story over on KTVD. But Corey, we are seeing that the sun's coming up now. Now we're seeing the damage and the flood. That's what people are going to be seeing. And then crews are trying to make all these rescues as well. This is what they're dealing with after Milton.
Yeah, exactly. And I can tell you, as we both know from covering hurricanes in Florida, the days after the system moves through are the most difficult. No power, no gas, and there's still a lot of devastation to work through. And that is the misery that is still ahead here. But as the hurricane itself, it's actually moved out into the Atlantic right now, pretty far distance out across Florida here. They do still have some winds kind of wrapping around the side of the storm here, but it is quickly moving across the state here. But one of the things that they'll have to sort through is the tornado damage, because the storm surge, the flooding, the winds, the sustained winds were all kind of in the forecast, but the amount of tornadoes that we saw out of this system was just really, it could be record breaking. We had 19 confirmed tornadoes, 126 tornado warnings issued as this storm moved across the state. Those warnings that you still see there in the Daytona Beach area of Volusia County are still some flash flooding warnings that are still in place. As far as the hurricane itself, it's forecast to move straight out into the open Atlantic where it will dissipate. It is not going to do one of those recurve things and come up and impact the northeast coast. So now we are moving into the recovery phase of this hurricane. Here in our area, these are your weather impact headlines. We are tracking wildfire smoke again this morning. We have some poor air quality out on the eastern plains where it is particularly thick, and we'll have a hot Tuesday or a hot Thursday on our hands. That's what day it is today, 15 degrees warmer than average, so it's another hot October day. But we do have a cold front coming tomorrow that will give us some relief from this heat, and then another one on Sunday. So there is some cooler temperatures in the forecast. I'll be talking about that in just a little bit.
Corey, on the morning shift, all the days just start to blend together, you know? Yeah. For live coverage of Hurricane Milton, go to 9 News Plus on your smart TV or streaming device. There you can watch continuous reporting in Florida from our sister station, WTSP. You'll find the live stream in the lineup at the bottom of your screen, and the stream is also available on our website at 9news.com.
And we do want to get you out the door and show you the drive out here. A live look from Sky 9 is where we're getting you started this morning. They're over I-25 and Highway 36, where things are getting a lot busier. A lot of folks already traveling into the metro area on that southbound side of I-25. Let's take you over to our CDOT camera. This is a look at I-25 and 23rd Avenue. Southbound lanes headed toward us, northbound lanes headed away from us, and we're getting busier here as well. As far as what we look like on our map, not a terrible look out here. Looks like we've got a new crash along Santa Fe in the Littleton area, but aside from that, pretty much clear and green. I-25 travel again getting busier coming into the metro area, but nothing slowing down significantly yet. Southbound I-25 clear for your drive between 144th Avenue and 76. No problems coming into Commerce City yet. We hardly ever get to say that at this hour here on westbound 76. And your Denver to Boulder drive is still in good shape on westbound Highway 36.
Happening today, the man who stabbed a Wheat Ridge police officer a dozen times is set to be sentenced. Back in August, a jury found 31-year-old Andre Jones guilty of stabbing Officer Alan Fisher in the neck, chest, and back. It happened in 2022 as Fisher was responding to reports of a U-Haul that crashed into a fence. Fisher did survive but lost vision in one eye and can no longer be on patrol. He now works in the records department. Jones is facing more than 30 years in prison. 2 Thornton police officers are recovering after they were hurt in a shooting yesterday. One was struck by a bullet, the other was hit with shrapnel.
Yeah, this all happened around 8 o'clock yesterday morning. Those officers were responding to reports of gunfire and smoke at a home in a neighborhood just off of 160th Avenue, a little bit east of I-25 and just off of Highway 7. One of our field crews was there when a man came out of the home and opened fire. We do want to warn you, this video may be difficult to watch. Thornton police say one officer was shot in the shoulder. That person is still in the hospital but is expected to recover. The other officer was hit with glass and shrapnel and was released later in the day.
While our officers are exposed to difficult situations daily, today we were far too close to losing one of our own officers. And I'm thankful that these officers who were injured are now safe and expected to recover.
Investigators say officers did fire back before the man went back inside the house. They believe he was hit. Not long after, SWAT officers went into the home and found him dead. Police say that man was the only person inside the home at the time. They have not yet released his name. We are going to continue to follow this story and keep you updated on air and online.
Today, Common Spirit St. Anthony Hospital in Lakewood is teaming up with West Metro Fire for a mass casualty incident drill. They're preparing should anything ever happen like that in our area. The team will give those volunteering as patients in the drill lifelike injuries using makeup and make sure they have a surgical response plan to address a surge of victims that may need surgery for life-threatening injuries.
We are just 25 days out from the election. Right now, Vice President Kamala Harris is on a campaign sprint to the finish with former President Barack Obama. The former president will hold events across several swing states over the next few weeks leading up to Election Day. Obama's first stop is tonight at a rally in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. A Harris advisor says the team hopes Obama's star power among Democrats can help energize complacent voters. All of the campaigning done by Harris and her team has in part led to a lot of money raised. CNN reports the vice president has raised $1 billion since launching her campaign in July. That's a massive fundraising milestone. The Harris campaign declined to comment on the story.
On the other side of the ticket, former President Donald Trump and his running mate, Senator J.D. Vance, made campaign stops in the swing states of Arizona and Pennsylvania yesterday. During those stops, both of them spread false claims about FEMA relief money.
They had no money. You know where they gave the money? To illegal immigrants coming in.
You've got FEMA, which is doing resettlement and relocation for illegal immigration.
Trump is echoing claims made by other Republicans, including Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene and Arizona Senate candidate Carrie Lake. They claim the agency is running out of money because it spent roughly $1 billion to house undocumented immigrants. Our Verify team fact-checked that claim through several sources, including Homeland Security and FEMA, and found those claims are false. Congress funds disaster relief through 2 programs under FEMA's control, and lawmakers do not allow the agency to transfer money between them.
And you probably don't need me to tell you that it's been a warm October so far, but sometimes the data helps it make sense here a little bit. We are the fourth warmest start to an October here in Denver in 152 years. So you can see how unusual it is to start October out like this. Only 4 other times has it been above 63-degree average. We're at 64.5, our average temperature. That's the highs and the lows averaged out together, and that comes after the hottest September we've ever had here in Denver.